Hi guys, thanks for watching out there. I'm Andy in Wales, United Kingdom. This is my quick birth chart for the day, a look at the main astrological movements as we go through Saturday the 17th of March 2018. The big thing that happens today is the new moon, really. That comes in at 13:11 UK time, that is GMT or UTC, so that's 9:11 AM Eastern and either 6 or 5:11 AM Pacific. I'm afraid I haven't worked that one out yet, but it's coming in. It's going to be new moon, and it's a great time when we have a new moon actually, because the cycle starts again. It's one of those moments where whatever happens when we look back over the last cycle we went through, or looking back over life, there are fresh chances here to start again with the new cycle, which is a wonderful thing. It's essentially coming right at the end of Pisces. Yeah, we've had a Pisces moon since Thursday 10:11 AM, and it's actually going to go void, of course, in Pisces at 13:11, the same time as the new moon comes in. And then at 18:56 tonight UK time, 4 minutes to 7, so that must be 4 minutes to 3, 4 minutes to 11, or 4 minutes midday on the other side. Right, 18:56 UK time, the moon enters Aries, and the cycle there starts again as well. Because, you know, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, that's not the end of the zodiac, because it's a wheel, it never stops. But when we get to Aries, we're starting anew again. So new moon in Aries, really positive for new beginnings. And the Aries influence brings more activity. People can be a bit impetuous, actually. You might have to hold yourself back a bit. But people will strive, and there'll be a lot of energy behind the action that goes on. Courage is good. In fact, courage is sometimes demanded under a new moon like this. But now is not the immediate time to start living that new moon thing out. Where we're looking at launching new things and bringing new plans into being, and maybe even turning over a new leaf. Well, this isn't a bad day to turn over the new leaf, but really to start doing it, I would wait till we're 2 or 3 days into the moon cycle, possibly next Monday or Tuesday. I mean, there's a Taurus moon next Monday at 1:06 AM UK time. Taurus is a good sign for getting things done, and we're headed that way. But as I say, right now, the moon is in Aries. She is 0.1% full, still waning. She'll be waning till 13:11 UK time when we have the new moon, and then let me see, where do we go from there? The alignment of the moment. The moon is conjunct the sun. Well, that's always the case with the new moon. And it generally means that new things are going to come into being, as I've been saying. But there is instinctive awareness and intuitive awareness as well, you know. So we're not just driven by the nuts and bolts of what happens in life. That's what we think is going to happen. That's going to be part of it. But obviously then it's super important to keep it real. Mercury is squaring Pluto right now. So we are looking at a definite maybe on big challenging announcements for change. On the other hand, as new moon comes in, maybe things will go quiet there. I don't know, but it's out there. It's waiting to, you know, be there to be an influence on whatever's happening that comes its way. So be aware of that, because any kind of talking through things, any kind of new ideas that have to be discussed are likely to, you know, happen in a tense kind of way at the moment, because not everyone is ready to let go and go forward. But it's always changing. It's a cycle. There'll be a better time for those things coming up. In the biodynamic cycle, well, at the end of the Pisces moon, it is the end of a biodynamic leaf day. But after the new moon, when the new moon comes in, we have the void, of course. Best not to do anything too much during the void, of course, until about 4 minutes to 7 tonight. Then we have the Aries moon, and then it's a fruit day in the biodynamic cycle. Fruity it shall be. If you're a pagan, or if you're working outdoors with nature in any way, then fruit is where it's at today. Let's have a quick look at spaceweather.com, and the solar wind speed is ripping, actually. 503.5 kilometers a second now. I've known it go a lot faster than that, but that's a good sort of 100 kilometers a second faster than usual, and a kilometer in a second, that is really shifting, isn't it? Also, the density of the protons, well, that's actually down a tiny bit on yesterday, but it's still pretty dense at 6.3 protons a cubic centimetre. There's geomagnetic activity going on. There is actually a solar wind stream buffeting the Earth now, and that was going on yesterday as well. But excuse me, they're not talking about geomagnetic storms today, but they are talking about polar geomagnetic activity. Today and yesterday. I think that's probably a bit like the weather forecast when it's rained a lot and they say, oh, it's not going to rain tomorrow, it's going to just drizzle, which is another kind of rain. I suspect that's what's going on here. I think it's a much kind of gentler geomagnetic storm that doesn't really qualify as a storm. But there's activity and it's going on. And this is because there's a huge electrical charge that comes in around the Earth into the ionosphere, as it were. When we get this geomagnetic stuff going on, 60 million gigawatts or something like that. It's a absolutely huge amount. There's one sunspot on the face of the sun now, number 2701. It's a small one. It's probably going to be gone by tomorrow, is what it says here on spaceweather.com. There you go. Do have a look at spaceweather.com because it's fabulous. Meanwhile, thanks very much for watching out there. Keep it real, keep it out there. I'll be back tomorrow with yet more. Have a fantastic day, my friends. Bye-bye.